hate fried chicken. Okay. We had that fucking KFC, that grease on the bone. Oh my God.
That's that black bone chicken.
Yeah. Oh, terrible, terrible. I don't. To this day, I don't eat chicken. Yeah. Fried chicken. That's another thing. Stacy Snyder, yeah, was interviewed by the Los Angeles Times, and the reporter asked why Hannibal got a thumbs up and House of a Thousand Corpses got a thumbs down. And she said that, well, that's because we know that Anthony Andrews is not like that. Can I interest y'all in some fried chicken? Okay.
She was afraid that that the actors in House of a Thousand Corpses were unrecognizable, so that people would actually think we were really like that.
Like that, yeah.
And I actually got in trouble a few months before that interview too, so perhaps that could have had something to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. We're all miscreants.
Yep. Shit happens.
Dave and I did a make job.
Right, because the checks didn't clear. Yeah, there were no residuals.
Exactly.
We didn't get paid much.
People always ask me what my favorite film is, and it's the one where the check cleared.
We got another question out in the audience?
This question is for Bill. I have an obsession with your characters, but don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid.
Okay.
Do I look afraid?
Was it more fun to do batshit crazy like Chop Top, or batshit evil like Otis?
Whew. Well, that's a tough question. It's kind of like, which of your kids do you like more? You might have one, but don't tell the others. You know, actually, I found that I always seem to identify more with Chop Top, but that's slowly changed, I'd say. So I kind of like, batshit evil more than batshit crazy, because batshit evil, it seems to come with a little more power. Good question. I'm just thinking about the trams going by, when we would salute the trams, wearing Mr. Willis's skin. That was kind of a practical joke, but...
The practical joke is shooting in the desert at night, wearing a satin clown suit. It will make your nipples hard.
Not just that, but on so many levels.
And the practical joke is where they sew the sandpaper inside the costume.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, I mean, the bunny costumes, how comfortable were they, or not?
The bunny costume was comfortable because it was like pajamas, really, so it was comfortable. What I remember most, though, about that scene and that night, or those nights that we were out there, well, two things. One, I'm deathly afraid of snakes, and it was like late at night, and we were out in, a part of California where there's snakes everywhere, and I had running through all this tall grass, and I was positive, like I was much less afraid of Sherry chasing me than I was that I was going to step on a rattlesnake. And then what I also remember of that night with the bunny costumes, Rob was sick. Do you remember that? He was, and he kept, this is what a badass Rob Zombie is, he kept like going off and puking, like off to the side, like, over in the bushes, and then coming back and like directing the scene, and then going back and didn't say like, we need to stop for the night, or we need to, for I think like 3 nights he had like this really bad stomach flu as we were shooting it. But no, the costume was more comfortable than hanging from the rafters and having Bill torture us.
I have the head.
I said I have the mask I wore.
Is it up in your wall? Or?
Yeah, right here. No, Rob has the mask, I understand, in his living room.
Yeah.
Or it was. I don't know now where it's at.
Yeah.
But he the minute I finished, he grabbed that mask. He said, no, and he put it in his car. It disappeared.
He's got so much shit in his house.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like a horror museum.
Yeah.
In a lot of the old houses, they've got the fancy dinner plate rail around the kitchen. in their house, it was full of skulls all the way around. Did you not get that?
Just repeat it a little quickly for the...
Okay, all right. The plate rail that goes around the kitchen where you display your fancy plates, at their house, it was full of skulls all the way around. Yeah.
Same reaction.
Same reaction. You don't give a shit. Okay.
All right, another one back there.
I've actually got 2 quick questions. First of all, how did the whole tiny fuck the stump thing come about?
Okay.
Where did that come from?
All right. Here you go. This is how it came about. We were talking about Tiny, and I called him a mush-mouth motherfucker or something. And Bill said, well, at least he's stump broke. And Sherry looked at me in all honesty, okay, and innocence, and said, what's stump broke? And I said, well, before you get your first piece of ass, you got to practice on something. And Tiny just couldn't give up the stump. And that's how that whole thing started.
With Rob, it's one word. Action. Shut the fuck up. Action. Shut the fuck up. That's good. Action. And occasionally, as Sid said, Cincinnati. It's very esoteric. I mean, Rob he's working on another plane, clearly.
By the way, I consider Tommy Tolles here the original Otis.
Please say that into the microphone.
I consider Tommy Tolles, I always defer to him as the original Otis because of his amazing work in Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Thank you.
You know, so I'm just borrowing the name.
I love you, man.
You're Otis, man.
I love you, brother. I swear to God, I love you. Fuck.
That was a fucked up movie, man. You're crazy.
Yes. Oh wait, I'm the only one.
You're the only one.
No, not on.
Look at the rest of us. We're all obviously very sane, balanced people. Tommy Tolles, you should be afraid of.
I saw. This is my brother.
Yeah. Can I get a testify there? Oh, that's repo. Never mind.
Shit, you got one closer. Shit.
All right. Yeah, I'll tell you the point at which everything changed. He was having problems with one of the scenes. It just wasn't working for him, and that was the scene in the truck, the ice cream scene, okay? And we were in the office, and we were working on the thing, and it just, nothing was working, and so he said, Sid, what are you gonna say? I said, I don't know, let's just do it, and then whatever happens, happens, okay? And so they went through the whole, there ain't no ice cream in your future thing, and all that business, and I said, well, I'm gonna go get me some Tutti fucking Frutti, okay? Fell out of the chair, okay? And that is the point in the film, I think, that everybody switched sides and started rooting for us because you sat there and you said, you know what? My family would argue about ice cream, okay? And that's when we became a member of your family. I'm sure of that.
Sick bunch of fucks, huh?
They deserve to die.
You know, anything that we do on screen is just punk shit compared to what happens in real life, okay? And everybody tries to blame the movies, and everybody tries to blame the songs, and all the rest of that shit.
Video games.
Yeah, video games. You know, there's fucked up people in the world, okay? And they will do shit. We're actually mirroring them. They aren't mirroring us.
And we do it with rules too. We have, usually there's some kind of a moral core. There is, you know, and it's over after 90 minutes. And you can pause it if it gets too heavy. But, you know, actually, violence in movies is a lot of times is beautifully choreographed. You know, it ends up, there's a lot of art in it in terms of the special effects makeup. You know, it's well choreographed. In fact, for Devil's Rejects, our stunt coordinator was Kane Hodder. And I thought, boy, in Devil's Rejects, he did an awesome job. I can't remember who was it in House of a Thousand Corpses?
I have absolutely no idea.
Some dude with one leg, and you know, he had kind of half his head was made of, like, I don't know, pumice or something, plastic. One of those old stunt guys. Like, he's all like half of him is left.
One too many explosive devices.
Right. He's got a lead foot. He's dragging along. Now do this, and it'll work out. You know, you've got no confidence.
That's the one thing. if you've been in the business as long as some of us have, the first thing you do when you meet a special effects man is count his fingers. Okay? If he's got them all there, you know you're in good shape.
And you can hear.
Yeah, I've done films with 3-fingered special effects guys, okay?
And if you got a skinny caterer too, that's not a good sign.
Yeah. When you see the caterer going like this, okay, it's over.
So we have time for one more question. Anybody have a question?
Carried away here. Thanks, this is a question for Bill. From in this hotel scene in Devil's Rejects, I had heard that you were visibly mortified when you watched the scene where the gun molestation scene. Is there any truth to that, or and for anyone else, were there any scenes you did which, when you saw them finish, you're like, wow, that's kind of disturbing?
Well, that was a disturbing scene because, you know, I don't do that at home. And there wasn't a lot of special effects or rubber. I mean, it was basically me and Priscilla. And, you know, I gotta give her so much credit. Priscilla Barnes, wow, she did such a good job in that scene. And, you know, I was, you know, it's scary because, you know, it's like there's nothing between us. It's just basically you gotta go for it, and it's like walking on the tightrope. And God bless Priscilla, because she was way into it, and so it made it easy. It wasn't like I had to, you know, worry about her too. She was definitely right there. So you know, and the funny part about it, so the first take was really that was the scary one. It was like, oh my God, here we go. You know, what was amazing about that scene too is it's supposed to be Otis is acting out of boredom. So it's not even, you can't even do that kind of, you know, psycho, okay, baby, you know, do all that kind of stuff. It's like, okay, mama, take it off, you know? And anyway, that was, the first take was scary, but then of course, in movies, you end up doing another 10 takes. You got her point of view, that point of view, the master shot, all these different things. And we just, you know, after doing that first one and kind of walking through the fear, I tell you, each take was different and exciting. And really, it was probably, as it turned out, the most satisfying, you know, scene in the movie for me in terms of, you know, as an actor. I remember when I first saw that scene in the script, you know, I was, I handed the script to my girlfriend. And, you know, I'm kind of a wuss in that way. And I figured if she read it and stumbled over that scene, you know, I would go, well, I don't know if I can do that, you know. And so I kind of put basically the burden on her. And she read the script and she handed it back to me and she said, you know, it's a great part for an actor. And what that did for me was it reminded me, this isn't me doing this, this is, you know, an acting job. And that helped, but when it came right down to it, you know, it's heavy shit, man. And, you know, God bless actors. I got to, you know, give a little plug for actors here because, you know, we play the angels and the devils and, you know, a lot of crappy characters in between. But when we play the angels and the devils and you know, you feel it in the, you know, in the audience, that's actors doing their job, right? So, you know.
And God bless the actors for it.
No. Vote Democrat. Wait, I don't know.
Well, I do want to thank everybody for coming out. 1, to Days of the Dead, and 2 for you guys coming here, because obviously that's what it's all about. Shaking hands and getting to meet people face to face. So everybody, would you please give a big round of applause for Alex?